Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about how you can learn to become more confident with women. By the way, if you're liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell, I know that's because you want to achieve your highest potential. And once again, let me commend you and honor you and say that I truly admire you in that effort. So let's dive right into it. I know that from my own experience, I can remember what it was like if I think back now to high school, for example. And I remember there was this girl that I had a crush on in high school, and homecoming was coming up. And I was thinking about asking her to homecoming. And I was so nervous to ask her that day by day, we got closer and closer and closer to homecoming until it was the Friday before the dance. And I would see her every day in class, and we would talk, and it seemed like we had a chemistry, and I thought she would want to come to the dance with me. But I waited until that Friday to do it. And I remember leaving class and actually walking after her, attempting to stop her in the hallway, but I just couldn't find this right angle to get in there and talk to her. I ended up following her all the way across the school, turning me into half a stalker. And then when we finally got to her locker, I'm so nervous that I can barely speak. And I ended up finally just blurting the words out, homecoming. And then I found out that, she was Mormon. What does that have to do with it, you might ask? Well, in our area, the Mormons had their own homecoming. So she was going to go to a Mormon homecoming. And even though it wasn't a personal rejection, I felt so defeated afterwards. I felt so defeated. And if I'm honest, as a man, one of the most important areas of my life is my relationship with women. And so I think learning to understand what does it mean really to be confident with women, and being able to understand what that means to you is so important if you're going to be able to cultivate the type of life and relationship that you want. So certainly learning to improve my relationships, given the fact that my parents had a pretty nasty divorce, relationships, getting better with women, learning how to be more confident with women was definitely one of the major reasons that I got into personal development and then coaching later on in the first place. And so what I'd like to do is just share with you a couple of things that you can do today to start that journey of feeling more confident in that area of your life, so that ultimately you can create whatever type of relationship it is that you want, whether it's a committed monogamous thing or whatever lifestyle that you want for yourself. So first and foremost, before we even dive into that, if you look down in the comments below, you're gonna see a free link that I have there for you. It's a 90-second confidence builder that you're gonna have access to. If you click that link, you'll be able to go right to the confidence builder, and instantly you'll be able to put yourself in a state of confidence. Now, if you do that over and over and over again, what you'll find is that it becomes your natural state and your natural mode of being. Click the link and let me know your results with that exercise. So let's dive right into it. 5 things that you can do right now to increase your confidence with women. So the first thing is learn. The beautiful thing about being alive in 2019 is there has never been more information available to you today. If you type in on YouTube and you go look around, there are 1,000 different dating coaches, relationship coaches. There are 1,000 different people who are teaching you right now about how to communicate more effectively. And I think one of the things that would really impact the quality of your confidence, but it's not just about confidence. Ultimately, you have to ask yourself, what do you want this confidence for? It's not just so that you can be confident. It's ultimately, I'm assuming, so that you can learn to create a connection, so that when you really do stop and connect with somebody, you can create that type of relationship that you want. So learn. Go learn. Go outside of what it is that you know. Take it upon yourself to be one of those people who finds mentors in every area of your life. including your relationships, including dating. There are people who are dating or have the exact relationship that you want. There are people who have a relationship that you can't even begin to imagine yet. One of the fortunate things that I get to do as a coach is I network with other coaches. So I know a handful of dating coaches, seduction coaches, relationship coaches, intimacy coaches, tantric sex coaches. You're not even aware of how powerful your orgasms can be. If you commit yourself to learning and growing, especially in this area, but in all areas of your life, you will become more confident just because you're going to be raising yourself up further than the average individual. You're going to be a cut above the rest of the men out there because you know more about women. You know more about women than most women do and other men do. You as a man will be more as a result of going deep into your personal development journey and committing to that. So learn. That's the first piece. Now, the second thing that you have to do is once you started to learn, you have to begin to embody. Communication skills, relational skills, intimacy skills. These are not things that can stay within the textbook. You have to take them outside of your learning environment. And when one of the things that's going to make it so that you are more confident in that area, or you have the type of relationship that you want to have, or you can stop and connect or create that chemistry or connection, whatever it is, in order for you to do that, you're going to need to learn how to change the way you think, change the way you feel, change the way you communicate, and change the way you move energy through your body. And not energy necessarily in a woo-woo sense, although I think that can be a useful conversation. I mean energy in the sense that the energy of confidence, for example, there's an energy signature to that. There's an energy signature of connecting with someone. When you're able to stop and connect, there's something that happens. And that's not logical. I can tell you, you need to get out of your head. You need to come into your senses and stop and connect with whoever's in front of you. Or you can actually learn what it feels like in your body to get out of your head and then connect with somebody. So learn the skills. The second piece is to embody the skills. You have to own them in your neurology, and you have to practice them over and over until you become them. I'll be honest with you, it takes practice, it takes time, and the truth of the matter is that time is going to pass one way or another. And with something like this, with communication skills, you're always practicing. You're always reinforcing a habit. You're either reinforcing a habit that serves you, or you're reinforcing a habit that doesn't serve you. So since the time is going to pass anyway, and a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, things are going to move in a direction, you might as well start implementing now the habits that are going to create what it is that you want. So the third thing is to get really clear about what are the insecurities, the limiting beliefs, the negative emotions, the perceptions that you have about yourself, or maybe even about women, that are now getting in your way. If you were to remove all of your insecurities, how would you know? What would be different about you if you were able to change the way you think about those? If you could just stop for a second and shift your perspective in such a way where those things no longer bothered you. Is it fear of rejection? Is it a physical issue? Do you think you're too tall, too short? Is your penis too big, too small? Do you have a goofy eyebrow? Whatever it is, whatever your insecurities are, or not enough money, or whatever, you need to confront those and you need to learn to shed them. Because that is the process of becoming confident. A good way to think about confidence is removing layer by layer of insecurity. Jamie Smart is a great NLP trainer, and he has this incredible metaphor that he uses, which is all of us are diamonds underneath. We're all this precious object. Object is probably not even the right word, right? But just go with it as a metaphor. And then as we grow up, we learn trauma from our environment, we learn bad habits. My model for relationships was my parents, and they're divorced, so that's not a good model. right? And then as we grow up, we model from the environment all this bullshit, and then that gets caked onto the diamond that is us. A layer of crap gets caked onto us. And then we see that crap and we're like, that's not good. We don't want to give that to the world. So what do? Is we put nail polish on top of the crap to cover it up. Your job in becoming more confident in this area or with women is for you to now take a hold and chip away at that nail polish, that fake personality that you've constructed, and then wash off that diamond so that you let your natural brilliance shine through. Find out what your insecurities are. Begin to weed them out of your life completely. Again, this will happen by you putting yourself in personal development, getting coaching, going to seminars. Become the lifelong learner. Become the person who says, okay, everybody who's been successful at anything, Casanova wrote a book about his life. That might be a good place to start, right? Warren Buffett has a book. You can Google right now what Warren Buffett's strategies are. The recipe for success in anything that you want is there. Learn it, embody it, remove your insecurities. And let me look at my notes here. Mindset. So the most prolific thing that I've found in my practice or in my own personal development is the ability to change beliefs about yourself, the ability to influence your own emotional state, and your ability to communicate effectively. So developing a mindset practice in which you learn to change beliefs. This is gonna start not by just watching YouTube videos. This is gonna start by you signing up, enrolling in courses, or if you don't have the money for that, buying books, listening to audio, listening to podcasts. This is gonna happen by you really investing in you. And then when you start to do that, then get coaching. I've spent probably $40,000 or $50,000 on coaching up until now in this point of my life, and for different reasons. And some of it has been life-changing and transformational, and some of it has been garbage. But the transformational stuff, I would have paid millions of dollars for that. That you cannot put a price on expanding your psychology. Every 1 degree that you expand your psychology, you expand your reality 1,000. So learn, commit to learning, okay? A couple of quick tips that you can do too, just put yourself around a lot of women, get friended, get in the friend zone, bro. You want to be in the friend zone to the point where you're surrounded by girls. If you're surrounded by women, then you'll understand them better. And one tip that I like is to actually friend zone them. Put them in the friend zone and watch as they start to chase you afterwards. I hope you liked this video. I hope this was useful for you. And hit the like button, comment, subscribe. Let me know. What are your thoughts about what you're hearing here today? And don't forget to check out that lead magnet. I'm telling you, if you click that link and you listen to that video, you will access a state of confidence within yourself in 90 seconds or less. And if you do it regularly, you can condition that inside your nervous system so that when you're around that woman or girl, or I don't know how old you are watching this, but maybe you're in high school, maybe you're 50, but you can train that confidence to be there for you. Thanks for watching.